Okay, so it's recording and I have to see how this goes. All right, Larry, question number one, let's get straight to it. Question number one, Larry had 2 and 3/5 cups of salt. A recipe for rabbit stew needs 2/5 cups of salt. How many stews can Larry cook for tonight's feast? Okay, please notice that I make these questions up, so don't really need 2/5 cups of salt. So here's the division problem. We have 2 and 3/5, so write it out, divided by 2/5. Okay, so before you even start dividing, you need to change this so that it has an improper fraction. So x plus 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13, so you get 13/5 divided by 2/5. Okay, since we're not modeling, okay, we can use our algorithm, which is keep the first fraction. We're multiplying by its reciprocal, which is 5/2. Okay, and if you multiply this, 5 times 13, I know the bottom is 10, so the top is 15, goes 1, 65. 65/10, and you're going to change this to a mixed number, so 10 goes into 65 6 times, 5 left over, and 10, and your answer is 6/10, or 6.5. So you can make 6.5 rabbit stews, okay, which is actually pretty good. Next question. Let me just lower this as far as I can. Bring it back up. So John has 14 feet of rope, so it's 14 feet of rope, so imagine a long piece of rope that much, and he wants to cut it into 2 1/3 feet, so cut it into little smaller pieces. So how many of these little smaller pieces of rope can he have if he does that? So again, it's another division problem. You get 14 divided this time by a mixed number, 2 1/3, and again, before you start, I want you to change this to an improper fraction. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so you get 7/3. Now you can use your algorithm. 14 times, flip that one, 3/7. And if it helps if you put the 14/1. Okay, so now you're multiplying across, 14 and 3, which is 3 times 4 is 12, goes 1, 42. And at the bottom, 1 times 7 is just 7. And 42/7 is simply 6. So how many of these little strings, small strings, will he have? He'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Obviously, they're not to scale, but he'll have 6 equal size smaller pieces of rope each. Okay. Next one, number 3 is Tina has 5 chocolate bars, and she wants to cut those chocolate bars in 5/9 of a chocolate bar. So 5/9. So imagine, I'll draw this out, just a little one here. I'll draw all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if you had 9 of these, okay, Tina wants to cut them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. So she wants to make portions that are yay sized. So if I had 5 chocolate bars, okay, and every single one of them cut into 9s, that's 4, that's 5, and again, I'm not going to draw all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many groupings of this size would I be able to make with all 5 chocolate bars? So it's a division problem. 5, this one's a simple one. You can do the algorithm right away. 5 times the reciprocal, which is 9/5. Okay, if you can put, if you like, you can put the 5/1. Multiply 5 and 9, you get 45, and 1 and 5 is 5, and you just happen that you can get 9 smaller portions of that particular size. Okay, let's lower this a little bit more, and I believe is question number 4. Question number 4, Mike bought 5 apples for what? So 5 apples for $1.49. So $1.49 was one apple, but he bought 5. So times 5. These are the apples. And he also bought pears. He bought pears, and the pears were $2.37, and he only bought 3. So the question here is, which cost more, the apples or the pears, and by how much? Well, let's figure it out. So it's a multiplication problem. There are, and I'll write here, 2 decimal places here, none over here, so there's a total of 2 decimal places combined. I'll write 2D, 2 for decimals, or D for decimals. 5 and 9 is 45, goes 4, 24, goes 2, 745. My answer should have 2 decimal places, so it's going to be right here. So 5 apples will cost me $7.45. The pears, 3 times 7, oh sorry, there's 2 decimal places here, none of the 3, so my answer should have again 2 decimal places. 3 and 7 is 21, goes 2, 3 and 3 is 9, 11, goes 1, and 3 and 2 is 6, 7. So my pears are going to be $7.11. Now, which costs more? The apples, and by how much? Well, to find out how much more the apples were, you're going to obviously subtract over here. Line up your decimals. Oops, line up your decimals. Okay, subtract. You're lining up your decimals, so you're subtracting same place value with same place value. So 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Bring the decimal down. 7 and 7 is 0. And the apples are more expensive by 34 cents. Okay. Question 5. A pound of Virginia ham costs $6.80. So 1 pound, let me write that down. 1 pound is $6.89. But you bought 5.5 pounds. This is how much you bought, 5.5 pounds. Okay, so the easiest thing for you to do right here is probably to change that half into a decimal. So 5 is your whole number, half means 0.5. So that's the same thing. So rewrite that as 5.5 pounds. So if you go to a supermarket and you order 5.5 pounds of Virginia ham, you're going to take the cost of 1 pound, this is 1 pound, $6.89, and you're going to just simply multiply it by 5.5. Okay, there are 2 decimal places here. There's 1 decimal place here for a total of 3, so whatever answer I get should have 3 decimal places. So let's multiply this out. 5 and 9 is 45, carry the 4. 40, 44, carry the 4 again, 30, 34. I'm going to multiply the other 5 before I start. You can either go 1 space over or add a 0 for a placeholder. 5 and 9 is 45 again. Okay, so you're going to have exactly the same answers. 5, 4, 4, 3. Now simple addition problem. So you get 5, 9, 8, 7, 3. My answer should have 3 decimal places, so let's count 1, 2, 3, and right here's my decimal. Okay. Because this is money, you're going to round 3789, 895 to, you're going to cut it right here. Money goes 2 decimal places, and that 5 is strong enough to push that 9 1 over. So that rounded is going to give you 37.90. So that's how much you will pay for 5.5 pounds of Virginia ham. Okay. Let's see, what's next? Oops. Too much. Oops, okay, stop moving. Alright, a 35-inch television costs $340. If you have a discount for 15%, how much will you save? So, remember, we're doing discount. Okay, $340, and we discount with restaurants, so this is no different. And to find your discount, you're going to multiply it by your percent. Now, remember that you have to change your percent to a decimal. How do you change a decimal to percent? A percent to a decimal? Get rid of the percent sign, and you move the decimal 2 places to the left. So your decimal is here right now. You move it once, twice, and that is going to become 0.35. So 340, which is the price of the TV, and you're going to multiply by 35%. So let's see, 5 and 0 is 0, 5 and 4 is 20, carry the 2, 17, indent 1 over, 3 and 0 is 0, 3 and 4 is 12, carry 1, 3 and 3 is 9, and you get 10. If you add this up, 0, 0, 9, 1, and 1. And I forgot to do something here. In the beginning, I should have counted how many decimal places are in my factors. None over here, but there's 2 over here. 2 decimal places in total. So my answer should have 2 decimal places. So we're going to go 1, 2. And I get to save $119. That's going to be taken off from my original value of 340. So since the question didn't ask for the total, the new total, but just how much I'm going to save, this is how much I'm saving. Okay, they're going to take $119 away. Okay. And where are we? Number 7. Lana received $120 as her allowance. She spends 70% on a sweater. How much does she have left? So this one has 2 parts to it. So let's find out what 70% was. Okay, so remember, percent, you can use a percent proportion. And we know 70% goes here. And we know that she received 120. So 120 represents the total, okay, which is 100%. And she spent 70%, and we got to find what 70% is. So let's see how this is going to work. We can, no direct relationship here between 120 and 100, so we can simplify. Divide that by 10, you got 7. Divide that by 10 here, you get 10. Now, there is a relationship here, okay? 10 to 120 is times 12, and you're going to do the same thing over here and multiply that times 12, and 7 and 12 is going to be 84. So sweater, okay, is $84. Okay, so the sweater being $84. For some reason it's lagging again, but it's hopefully. So you get 120 minus 84 to see how much she has left over. And let's see, borrow from all the way out here. 1 becomes a 0. This becomes a 12, and that's going to become an 11, and 10 is going to be 0 is going to become 10. So 10 minus 4 is 6. 11 minus 8 is 3. And she has 36 left over from her allowance of $120. Okay. Next page, because I'm out of room on this page. So, number 8. Rachel got a 15 out of 40 on her math test. Not that great of a score. 15 out of 40. And we want to change this to a decimal and then to a percent. So remember, to change a fraction to a decimal, you have to divide. So you're going to take 15 and divide by 40. 40 does not go into 1, does not go into 15, so you are going to add a decimal. Okay, decimal here if you want. And we're going to add a 0. So 40 goes into 150 3 times. 120. Subtract, you get 30. You can bring another 0 down to continue this a little bit more. 40 goes into 307 times, which is going to be 280. And 20 left over, you can bring another 0 down. And 40 goes into 205 times, which is 200 exactly. So your answer is 0.375. Now, if you don't round this, your decimal equivalent is 0.375. To change that to a percent, you're going to move this decimal 2 places to the right. You're going to go 1, 2, and you're going to get 37.5%. Now, read the directions. If it doesn't say to round, this is exactly what I'd like you to do. If it did say to round to the nearest hundredth, then you can change that to 0.38, and that becomes 38%. So either or, depending on the question. So look at your multiple choice and see what kind of answer they want. Okay, usually the choices will give you a clue as what to do. All right. Next one. So now we have. Okay, lower a little bit. Number 9. Alex paid $203.22 for 3 PS3 games. How much was each game? So, assuming all of them were the same price, $203, and you're going to simply divide it by 3, and we can find the cost of each particular game. So 203. Okay, I have no idea what that was, but okay. Back to pen. $203.22. Okay, we're going to divide that by 3. Nothing has to be changed here, so let's just bring that decimal up here so we don't forget, because it's going to be part of our answer. 3 goes into 26 times. It's going to be 18. Subtract. It's going to be bring the 3 down. 3 goes into 23 7 times, which is 21. Subtract again 2. Bring the 2 down. 3 going into 22 7 times again. It's going to be 21. And 1 left over, and you're going to bring 2 down. And 3 is going to go into that 12 4 times. So our answer is each game costs $67.74. Okay, let's see. So here's your first clue, and I'll write it in blue. Okay, name of my favorite game, Bio Shock. Okay. Alright, so that's your first clue. Where am I? Number 10. 18 students chose to go to Burger King, which represent 25% of the class. How many students in the class? Well, let's see. This looks like a percent problem. So 100% of the class, not 100% of the class went to Burger King, only a certain part. 25% went to Burger King. 25% of the class, in this case, represents 18 students. Okay, so we want to find out how many, what's the total here? No, right, it's small. What's the total number in kids? So 18 out of a certain number went to Burger King. Ooh, what can we do here? Let's see, times 180, divide by 5. No, okay, I'm having a problem here. Times, that's going to be 200 times 5. 18 times 5. Okay. No. Alright, so why don't we just multiply this by 18? 25 times 18. This times 18. And I'm going to get 1,800 over here. And I have no idea what I'm getting up top. So it's 25 times 18. I should have a calculator. Okay. 8 and 5 is 40. Goes 4, 16, 200. 25. Looks like 450. Okay, so now I can literally ignore this, and let's see, I can use my two fractions, my new fraction here. Is there a relationship between here? Okay, how do I get from 450 to 18? Obviously, divide by 25. Okay, and this way, I'm also going to divide by 25. Okay, and 1,800, I'm going to divide by 25 over here. It's going to be, let's see, 25 goes into 185 4 times, 5, 6, 7 times. And that's 175. You're going to have 50 left over. And it goes 72, 50. So our answer here is 72. So 25% of the kids, 18. 100% of the kids was 72. So we're the 72 kids in the class, and 18 of them chose to go to Burger King, which meant 25%. Okay, so a little walk on memory lane, because percent, that was a while ago. I know the problem with this test is that you guys had that break in between, so a lot of this, hoping you guys have been refreshing by doing all the review sheets. 11. Taylor needs to read 140 pages tonight. She read 45% of the assignment. How many more pages are left? Alright, so we can use a percent proportion again. So 100 pages, no, 100%, 25% here. And there were 140 pages. What would that be? So what would 25% represent out of the 140? So is there anything I can do here? Divide it 1. Hang on a second. 1. That would be 4. 1/4 of 140. No, it doesn't go. I don't want to multiply that by 140. So give me a second, please. Okay, I found one. So there is no relationship here, but I can change this fraction. If I multiply this by 5 and I multiply this by 5, I'm going to get a fraction that has a relationship. No, it's not by 5. I'm sorry. I'm Okay, it's not going to be by 5. It's going to be, I believe, it's going to be by 7. Okay, so 7 times 100 is 7. 7 times 100 is 700. 7 times 125 is 175. Okay, is there a relationship here? Yes, there is. Okay, which was 700 to 140 is divide by 5. Okay, because let's see, let's make sure. 140 times 5. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Goes 2. Fine, it's there. There's a relationship there. So 700 to go this way, I'm sorry. If you're going one way, it's times 5. If you're going the other way, it's divided by 5. But since we're going this way, it's division, divided by 5. And 175 divided by 5, okay, we're going to do that. It's going to be 3, 15, 25, 35. So 175 divided by 5 is 35. So how many pages did she read so far? 35 pages. We're not done because I think the question says how many more are left. So there are 140 pages. She currently read 35. And 10 minus 5 is 5. That's a 0. You have 105 more pages. More to go. Good luck. 12. Samantha paid $224.39 for 23 pounds of coffee. That is a lot of coffee. 23.62 pounds of coffee. Okay, how much did she pay per pound? Well, it's a division problem. Okay, so it's a unit rate problem even. So let me actually write it as a unit rate. So $224.39 and for 23.62 pounds of coffee. We want to find the unit rate here. Basically, that's what we're talking about. So we want to find out how much 1 pound was. Okay, so we want to do that. So now we have to divide, and I messed up because can I move this to the side? No, I can't. All right, so I'll copy this thing again, and I'm going to write. Let me just see if I can bring it down. Yeah, I'll bring it down. It's going to be. All right, stop moving. Okay, it's not move. Stop moving. And you won't stop moving. Stop moving. And it wrote something. Erase, erase. Okay, here we go. So it was, again, what was it? 224.39. We're going to divide that by 23.62. There are some things we need to do here. We need to move this decimal twice over, and that new number is going to be 2362. Wow. And we're going to move the decimal inside 2 over as well, and our new number inside is going to be 22439 with the decimal all the way at the end, which we'll leave it there. So let's see how this is going to work. Wow. 2,362 cannot go into 2, cannot go into 22, cannot go into 24, cannot go into 23. But it can go into that. Can it go 9 times? And I will cheat here. I will admit that I will cheat, and I'm going to use a calculator, so give me a second. Okay, so let's see. It is 9, apparently. So it goes into it 9 times. Alright, write 9 right here. And it goes into it, it's 2, 1, 2, 5, 8. Okay, we're going to subtract this. That's a 1. 4, that's a 3, 13, it's an 8. 3 minus 2 is 1, 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, and you have 1,181 left over. And we can continue this a little bit. Bring down the 0. And it just happened that's going to be that 2,362 goes into 11,810 5 times. Okay, I promise you, you won't get a number this ridiculous on a test, but it's a good exercise. So 2362 times 5 is actually 11810, and it just works out nicely. So, how much did he pay per pound? Remember, Samantha bought 23.62 pounds of coffee, and each pound, I'll write it right here, it cost her $9.50. Okay, it's not that bad. It's a lot of coffee though. And here I'm going to scroll up, okay, and I'm going to give you your second clue. Oh yeah, this one. Good game too. Scary, really scary. Okay. So those are your two clues. Not clues, just extra bonus points clues. Last question. There's 5/8 of a birthday cake left. Okay, so let me draw the birthday cake. Well, and let's see, half, fourth, and now we have eighths. So let me shade that highlighter. No, yeah. So 5/8 would be all these 4 pieces on top, and one more slice. So that's how much birthday cake is left. And what do we want to do with this? We want to divide this. Divide this by how many people? 3 friends. So 3 friends come and gonna share this. So 5/8. And you can divide it by 3. So let's see how much that is going to work out. So 5/8, what you have left over. 3 friends come and they want to eat all of it, but they want to divide it evenly. And let's divide that by 3. So the algorithm is 5/8. Keep the first fraction. We're going to change the multiplication. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal. And 3/1. Oh, remember, sorry. I should have written this as 3/1. Now it's very easy to find the reciprocal. Flip it around. And you get 1/3. So multiplication of fractions, you just multiply across. Numerator times numerator, you get 5. And 8 times 3 at the bottom, you get 24. So here's your final answer. Okay. There is one more question I want to do with you guys. No, there isn't. Okay, so wait 1 second. Pause. Okay, so we'll end it here. If you have any questions, let me know. Email me. Okay, and I'll try to answer it. So I'll post this. It's 3:22 p.m. It should be up by 4.